Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. It's your friend in your head, Jenell B Stewart, and I am here with another long video. You all told me that it was okay to make longer videos, and I think I'm going to fully take advantage of that this year, 2016. So I decided to do a braid out today. I just washed my hair. This is the Carol's Daughter Black Vanilla shampoo and conditioner. Before I shampooed up my hair, I used my favorite detangler, the Motions Pre-Wash Detangling Butter, and then I did a deep conditioning with a new product. This is the Eden Body Works All Natural Deep Conditioner from the Jojoba Manoi collection. It wasn't bad. A little different than I'm used to for deep conditioners because it kind of was pasty, but when I was done, my hair felt amazing. So for my braid out today, I'm only gonna be using two products. I'm using the Carol's Daughter Lisa's Hair Elixir Oil. This was also a favorite that you've seen, and I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic, so I'm going to go back to my summer favorite, which is the Eden Body Works All Natural Defining Cream Coconut Shea. I have not used this product since the summer, and I'm just want to revisit it. So I have on my Turby Twist, which I got from CVS, in case you're wondering. I always part my hair to the left. Now that my hair is so long, it just does not go in my face. I don't want hair in my face. I wear glasses and I get all the oil on my glasses, so I always part my hair to the left. I always twist or braid or flat twist the front of my hair a little bit smaller than the rest. And the reason for that is I don't want to have frizzy curl definition in the front. So when you do your twist or your braids really big, of course you have to separate and separate some more and maybe even separate a third time, and that causes frizz in my hair. The texture in the front of my hair is also a little bit looser. So one of the benefits that I have with my hair being looser in the front is it doesn't really need a lot of work in order to get curl definition, whereas the back needs like lots of product. It has to be thoroughly hydrated, like with water. The front of my hair is a totally different ball game. It doesn't need much manipulation, much work at all. So smaller sections for me in the front give me much better curl definition. And don't forget, the front of your hair is where everybody's seeing. So spend more time doing them a little bit smaller and see how that works for you. And then the back, I obviously can just go a little bit bigger or really, really big, which is what I do in the crown because I want that volume. This is my little nugget for you as from someone who is a natural hair veteran and has been wearing natural hair for almost 6 years, guys. This year is gonna be 6 years this year, March. Okay, so now we're getting into the part that is the most important. When you're braiding, obviously you're gonna have 3 sections. Section number 1, section number 2, section number 3. I apologize, I'm not looking at you because I'm looking in the viewfinder to make sure we've got this together. What you wanna do is make sure each time you go around with your braid that you keep your sections separate. You also wanna make sure that you keep the braid tight to the scalp. So constantly be pulling to make sure this braid stays tight to the scalp and it's not loose. That's where you get the most stretch at your roots. Remember, as you go around, you need to make sure you're not borrowing hair. Keep these sections completely separate. And when I do this, what I'm doing is smoothing the hair. So when I go like this with my fingers, I'm just like smoothing the hair. It's just a habit that I have. I don't know if it's absolutely necessary. I can't say that it is. And I don't do it, you know, forever and ever and ever. Like now I'm at the end of the twist where the hair is not so long. And sometimes I just kind of feel like it needs to be smoothed out just a tad. And then I just do that. I can't really explain what I'm feeling. It just kind of feels like it's kind of bulky. So when I feel that, I just kind of smooth it out. When you get to the end, sometimes when you're braiding, you're gonna notice that one section is incredibly shorter, or maybe you didn't break the braid up evenly, so you have thicker sections and then one that's thin. When you get to that section, I almost borrowed hair right there. Oh no, let's separate them, keep them separate. When you get to that section where the hair is basically coming to an end, I don't want you to start grabbing pieces from the bigger sections to add on to the smaller one. What we're gonna do is add the smaller one to one of the big ones, so you have two like this, and then we're going to 2-strand twists. And I'm gonna add a little bit more product to my ends, just so they can be smooth. And I'm gonna go over it with my brush very gently, because smooth ends make for an easy separation. And also when you start to separate the braids further, you know, as you take out the original 3 and you start separating them more, you're going to see that if your ends are not smooth and they're kind of tangled, you're going to have really frizzy ends. So you want to make that smooth. So when you get to a point after you've twisted down and you kind of don't want to just twist till you can't anymore, I like to just roll my twist through my fingers. So there we go. And you can see already, if this was a 2-strand twist, there's no way my twist with wet washed hair would ever hang this long. Not a twist that's starting up here. This has to air dry, y'all. This is not gonna go quickly. This is not something that you're gonna do at 11 o'clock at night and expect your hair to be dry the next morning for work. So make sure you have a lot of time. Right now it is 4 o'clock on a Sunday. I ain't going anywhere else. So by tomorrow, this will be 100% dry. Say hi. Hi. Say Happy New Year. Okay, bye-bye. Say bye-bye. No, say it like a big girl. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I am done. I have 14 braids. So it's the next day, and taking down your braids is going to be easy because we did a 2-strand twist at the end. And then the part that is a braid, we're going to go through this very gently, but also because we didn't borrow any hair, you're going to see that the sections come apart rather easy. It doesn't require lots and lots and lots of separation. And if you didn't borrow hair, you'll be able to separate and pull them to speed up the process. Taking down a braid out is a little bit more time consuming than a twist out. So I guess you save time from the installation perspective because you have to put in a lot more twists than you do braids. But when it comes to taking out a twist out, it's super easy. You just stick your finger in and you can just kind of pull it through. Whereas a braid out, it's just a little bit more involved. So now that they're all out. The trick with separation, whether you're doing a braid out, a twist out, a flat twist out, or whatever, is paying attention to natural divides in the hair. Let's zoom in so you can really see. So you can see that this section is nice and clumped. And when we go in to disturb it, it's going to frizz a little bit. So what we do is we work with it. I like to separate by gently smoothing out the hair and then seeing where the hair naturally wants to divide. Do you see how this naturally divided right there? By going with the hair as it clumps, I eliminate all the excess frizz. So I'll show you again. I'm not seeing any natural divides here, so I'm going to kind of sort of make one by sticking my finger through and then going in where most of the clumps are. And then you just repeat this process all over. I've gotten really good at it. I can kind of feel them. Even though I'm not looking, I can totally like separate my hair without even like looking in a mirror to see, oh, where's the divide? You kind of just get used to it and you can feel it. It starts to, as you go down it, this process of smoothing really helps to break up the clump. And then from there, you just kind of feel where it's dividing. And like I said, sometimes it's not going to be a perfect like divide. It's not always going to be like, oh, this is exactly where it needs to be. But by working with those divides, you definitely get a better look. And focus on the divisions more so in the front. The trick is to make the front perfect. So by doing the front much smaller, you should not have to divide this 3-4 times. Once to get the original 3, and then maybe like another time. We don't want the front to be overly separated because that's where everyone is going to be looking at you. They're looking at your face. Nobody is going to be in the crown of your hair like looking for frizzy twist outs. The person who is looking at the crown of your hair like, ooh girl, the crown of your hair is so frizzy, they need to get a life, like for real. Go get a hobby, go read a book. Okay, now this part is super important because yes, the twist out has been separated and you can see that it's obviously not as flat as it was before. I mean braid out, y'all. But it's always interesting to me when I see women who did a twist out or did a braid out and it's visible that they did not fluff. Y'all do fluff your hair, right? You don't just take your twist out and just go. Well, if you do, I want to introduce you into fluffing. It's not a new concept. I just noticed that there are people that I've seen in the streets who don't fluff, and I sometimes just want to go to their hair and separate it and then fluff it, and fluff it. I have a saying, you gotta fluff, and fluff to the gods. Yes! So you basically just take your fingers and you're gonna just manipulate and really mess up the roots. The goal of fluffing is not to frizz out your entire head. We don't want our hair to look like an afro, especially after we've taken all this time to install all these braids. But what we do want to do is make our fro as big as it can get. So let me show you a little bit of the back. And you can see the front, I really didn't fluff too much. You want these front braids to really have a strong curl definition hold. We don't want the front to be frizzy, but the back, we can just fluff it a little bit more to get a fuller look. To go in the mirror, just because it's really difficult to see from this angle, and just kind of shape it a little bit better. All right, and this is the finished look. Let me know if it would be helpful to see how I put this back in for bed, like tonight and the next couple of days. If you think that would be helpful, I will film that, and then I will of course edit it and do like a week with a braid out, kind of like how I did with the mini twist. I could do that for you all. Let me know. But of course, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with other people so that everyone can see and learn from all that we have going on here. Thank you so much, and I love you for watching. Bye.